Nebaga imana, naki naya, bila maknam unya kamna lebek. Naya memgem kaligam, gegwa nam karek naya memak. Kam inu nemuk, naja naya akam memnik meraka.
You lost me.
Memundia nepebjang, hapakra wama nimpam. Laporam amka, mamni nikag, nagnaya mamni kamgram. Kala jiwa nimok, ebemgam nyama naya aigam.
Were you planning to pay your lab rats anything?
Nuk inu nemnu, amka aka memperlak balak. Memgam gamgi, nina gegwan, amnerna hanak, nemua bemguana, kumia yang memgamba paka.
Your device worked well. The droids are destroyed.
Mamni lebek bak manuk, meraka naja ki nama bamyak. Nulilak apa jam kamgram, amka nem nang nemua inuk.
Get a shuttle out here to evac the wounded. Corpses stay till we've assessed the threat condition. Now! Don't stand there like some drooling sand rut! You're an Imperial soldier! You here on your own, or did you come to help? I hear you've done the Empire a service or two.
At least half the dead are yours.
Yes, well, my troops are game, but they're the greenest thing you'll find in this desert, and the exchange is more than they're up for. Ever run into them? Nasty crime syndicate, likes to use Tatooine as a waypoint. These criminals don't want this rock under Imperial control, so they've been stirring up local resistance.
You looking to take out someone specific?
I don't have names or anything, but sure, there's a job here if you're looking. This is one of the caravans the exchange is using to supply the insurgents. Heavy guard, all Tuskers. Each one we've taken costs us dear. You want to help? Go follow the caravan routes and take down as many as you can. The locals will assume the exchange abandoned them. Then we'll see how quickly those puddle farmers beg us to take them over. I tried to get them to give you a medal, but they said that's reserved for commissioned officers. Our spy droids are already picking up a change in the chatter, villagers talking about surrendering rather than starve. I assume we have you to thank?
Your soldiers need serious training if those guys bested them.
Not exactly the best and the brightest who get shipped here. Maybe a march out to view your handiwork will inspire them. Without the support of the exchange, this planet will be swearing allegiance to the Emperor before you can say aerial bombardment.
You there. I'm drafting you into the Imperial Reclamation Service's... service. Band of filthy Jawas cracked into one of the Zerka Corporation's abandoned compounds we recently unearthed. Made off with every droid in the place.
You want to hire me?
The Jawas may have foiled the ideal recovery of these artifacts, but that doesn't mean the Empire can't still benefit from the technology. You see, the stolen droids activated. Now they're systematically hunting down everything around the Jawas' derelict sandcrawler. I've observed their behaviors becoming refined, more efficient. Honestly, it looks like they're learning from trial and error.
That's intriguing.
If these droids are adaptive and self-coordinating, their applications would be innumerable. Scanning the architecture of the droids' memory cores should give us more insight into their uniform design and their individual differences. I'll gladly pay for readings taken with this diagnostic scanner.
I'd better look into this.
It's unlikely that the droids will stand idle while you attempt to take a reading. Disabling them will be necessary. Just try not to damage their memory cores while you're taking the fight out of them. You've brought me readings? Excellent. It looks like you were able to conduct many scans. Did the droids pose much of a threat when you encountered them?
I've had way tougher jobs.
Truly? Perhaps we should have left them to mature a bit longer. But we can observe prototypes built from this data. You ensure that Tatooine will hold no secrets from the Empire. Thank you.
Now that is some serious ordnance you're packing there. You'll get a kick out of this. Navy just deployed the next generation prototype of our top orbital strike weapon. She's a real beauty, let me tell you. I'm supposed to be overseeing test firing against hard targets in the area, but we're on indefinite standby until conditions improve.
It's causing the delay.
The exchange is seriously entrenched out here, but they're protecting their strongholds with a wide-area signal jammer. It means our targeting systems are useless, even the handheld close-up targeters.
Why hasn't your commander taken care of this?
No manpower. We've requested support, but command's dragging their feet. Could be weeks. I'd like to see my girl in action sooner rather than later. Once that jammer's out of commission, we can blow up anything we want, any time we want. You with me on this? You could be the first to debut this beauty's 10-kiloton Roth.
Where should I begin?
The exchange leaders are the only ones with access to the jammer. Their security spikes would let you shut it down. With the jammer out of commission, you can use this targeter to blow any exchange assets in the area sky high. Hit anything you can get in range of. Bigger the better, just don't stand too close. I'll look forward to the light show. Ah, that was great! I could see those strikes come down from here. After that display, I'm going to recommend the final model be named in your honor.
You flatter me.
We'll be collecting the Delta A5 soon to make adjustments based on the data you provided. Here's a little something on behalf of the project. It's been a pleasure.
Ripok nane kari meriaka. Akam ja lebek memarik. Ninyap nam naji. Hirok piku kam berkam nam. Bragam nemya inubuyen. Akamamka amkananya.
Haven't we had this conversation once already?
Mem ilik meraka. Nayanaram. Kam kalu amikmanik.
I've already done one field test for you. Have you forgotten already?
Nibagamaka nakanaya. Bilak mamua kalebek. Nempanu koragin. Pemguana nemu ka mime. Manub meraka naja. Kinamabam. Yak manala.
I can take this thing out and put it through its paces, if you pay up.
Nemua pemguana. Kumia yang mem gamba paka. Beraka karam kara. Eninyamok oramag yang megik. Kamperem ganyam baji yang. Manikikum bukam.
I've finished testing. Your device works.
Naya memgem kaligam. Gegwa nam karek naya memak. Mamni lebek bak manuk. Meraka naja ki nama bamyak. Jukagi ne paninu. Am kambina bek nemu kemgram.
This is preposterous. How can the so-called cream of the Imperial military fail against a bunch of alien savages? I'll have to have the entire company executed for ineptitude. Have you any idea how much paperwork that requires? This would be laughable if it weren't the end of my career.
Unless you're talking about credits, I don't care about your problems.
Ah, you're a bounty hunter, aren't you? Perhaps you might consider a business arrangement. One of our transports carrying some critical data was shot down over the Dune Sea. So far, our best and brightest have been unable to handle the Sand People. We can't even approach the crash site.
I suppose I could do battle with some savages.
You'll... Hell? Really? Assuming the idiot natives haven't fed it to a bantha or something, everything we need is in the ship's black box. If it's not at the crash site, the savages have likely carried it off.
One black box, as requested. There is, of course, the matter of my fee.
If I could pay you your weight in credits, Hunter, I would. This hardly seems sufficient. I can hardly wait to report this mission a success.
Hello. That's right. I'm talking to you. I know who you are, and I bring a proposal. I'm Shale Tassau. I speak for a small consortium of the exchange on Tatooine. They want a warlord dead, and they think you're the one to do it.
Let's start with a name.
The target is the warlord Garbodia. He killed a Sith apprentice sent to assassinate him, and it's costing all of us. Imperials are torturing and killing exchange members to find his location. Now, I know where Gar is, but I came to you. Understand why?
I understand. I suggest you tell me his location.
Gar and his mercenaries are hiding in the desert. I saw them taking shade by a derelict sandcrawler. We can pay for his head. That ugly bantha stain is done. The Empire agrees, the Exchange agrees. How about you?
Well, if a large pile of credits has such a strong opinion on the matter, I have to say yes.
Good. Now, he does move around a lot. Don't expect to find him exactly at the sandcrawler. You bring me his head, and I'll bring you the credits. People say someone ripped through Garbodia's camp. Can I spot talent or what? I trust you if... Ugh! Whew. If I knew his head was gonna stink this badly, I'd have given you a refrigeration unit. Thanks. You can wrap that back up. Ugh.
This is your evidence, whether it drips or not.
Ugh. One more thing the guys in the cells will owe me for. They're gonna be cleaning my bantha ranch. Nasty as this is, it's better than what was going on before. I just couldn't personally smell it. Do you see a garbage chute?
Perhaps we stand a chance after all. The entire Empire may one day have cause for gratitude that you arrived here at precisely this moment.
Who might you be?
I am Officer Vengo, Imperial Reclamation Service. My men and I were escorting prison laborers to a Zerka dig site. We were ambushed by a bunch of Republic cowards who cut down my men and freed the prisoners. There was a Jedi leading them.
Why would a Jedi care about your prisoners?
Oh, some nonsense about them being Republic officers illegally detained under the terms of the Treaty of Coruscant. The point is, these Republic scum can't get away with this. I've activated the prisoners' shock collars, so they'll be severely injured. You would do the Empire a great service if you wish to, retrieve them.
Let's get more specific about my pay.
I believe the Dark Council has a standing bounty on Jedi. I'll be sure you can collect. The sensors in the prisoners' collars reveal no movement right now. It looks like they're holing up in the deep desert, probably to rest the wounded. It's a dangerous area, but if the Sand People haven't killed them yet, make sure you do. Triumphant return! That is, my sensors tell me my renegade prisoners are all dead, for which I thank you. Did the Jedi fall as well?
The Republic has learned not to underestimate our strength on Tatooine.
You'd think that lesson would have stuck from the last war, no? The Imperial Reclamation Service will hear all about your work defeating the 24 Jedi who viciously ambushed us. No, don't say anything. My initial count could have been off. They have no way to verify. Let them be as impressed with you as I am.
Glad to see you. I'm Major Breaker. I trust you've developed the same hatred for this dirty planet as I have. We were so close to expanding Imperial influence, introducing refinement to this rock. If you can spare a moment, we may still have a chance.
The Empire's growth isn't my concern. I could, however, be persuaded.
I assure you, success in this matter will be handsomely rewarded. There's a well, one of Tatooine's deepest and most successful. Whoever controls it, controls this region. Imperial Command ordered me to take it, but my men were butchered by Sand People, no less. This tribe's so ruthless, all the other tribes pay them tribute. The Empire can't let these filthy savages control such a priceless resource.
I will end their rule.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear of your victory. The well lies deep in the desert. Kill the Sand People who guard it. The Empire will be grateful. You've returned. I was about to pass out from the stench here when I heard reports of your successful massacre. Quite messy, I hear. I'm sure you did what was necessary. Once the Empire has the well, there'll be no stopping us. As for myself, I'll finally be stationed somewhere befitting a man of my status. You're my savior. I can't thank you enough.
I should have known you'd twist my victory for your benefit.
An unexpected benefit, I assure you. I would never place my needs before the Empire's. Now I must pack. I won't forget you when I'm sipping Corellian brandy somewhere far from here.
Look like you've seen your share of combat. Please stay a moment, I could use your services. These generators once provided power to most of Mosila. The Empire needs them reactivated, but the Jawas are getting in my way. They built these machines when they controlled the town. Now that I'm converting their inane tech for Imperial use, the Jawas won't hand over the special power cores I require.
Take what you need. If they refuse, punish them.
I don't have enough forces to attack. I tried brokering a trade instead, but the Jawas wouldn't surrender the cores. They claim they're being used to power droid, some kind of defense against the exchange. Likely excuse. The Empire can't tolerate insubordination. Perhaps you could massacre their camp, destroy their droids, and bring their power cores to me for the glory and defense of the Empire.
I'll get your power cores. My help doesn't come cheap.
Thank you. I'll make sure you're taken care of. The Jawas set up their defenses outside of town. I'll show you. Knew you'd get the cores. I'll put them to use immediately.
Imperial dominance is crucial. The Jawas won't soon forget.
I'm glad you were here to crack the whip. Once the generators regain power, the Empire can finally control all of Mosilla. You've performed a great service for us all.
Target sighted. Sweep the area and escort the package.
What's the situation?
Don't go anywhere, bounty hunter.
Make way for Moff Yorian.
So much fuss over a walk to the spaceport. You'd think I'd break my own neck without a bodyguard. I'm Mara Yurian, overseer of this sector. I trust your visit has been both enjoyable and productive.
I'm still alive. My targets aren't. I'd call that a win.
Your intelligence profile doesn't do you justice. Let's talk. Tatooine may not be prestigious, but it is useful. We've hosted everything from archaeological digs to weapons testing facilities. A clean slate means opportunity. Imagine Imperial Tatooine as a bulwark against the Republic and underworld corruption throughout the Outer Rim.
Corruption is just business the Empire doesn't control.
I'm not advocating the elimination of every criminal syndicate, only the ones who refuse to see reason. Intentionally or not, you've already struck blows to the Exchange, the Sand People tribes, and others. You have unfinished business, and before you leave, I'm offering you a part in this sector's subjugation.
Subjugation doesn't pay my bills.
Credits will, I presume. Without an Imperial Legion, we need unconventional allies to secure territory, and the local Mandalorian mercenaries are legendary. I've opened relations and posted officers in their settlement, but the Mandalorians must also learn to respect us. You can arrange that.
You want a message sent to the Mandalorians. Tell me how.
The Mandalorians use the wastelands outside their village as a training ground. If you survive the passage, they'll be forced to acknowledge you. But retrieve the corpses of their initiates who died in the wastes, drop their own dead at their feet, and they'll be forced to see you as a challenge.
If we humiliate the Mandalorians, they'll only turn on us.
Not if we humiliate them by their customs. Put them in their place and help my men, and our conquest can begin.
Sir, Colonel Gorick is waiting to report.
If you'll excuse me, but think on what I've said. Work with me, and the rewards will be magnificent.
Mandalorian, I've been through your training grounds. I survived what your initiates couldn't.
What are these? You brought the dead here?
Not just any dead. Our dead. You think you can walk into our village and insult us? Imperial dog?
No. She speaks the truth. Our initiates failed, where this woman did not. Welcome to our village. You have earned the right to be here. More than those stooges Moff Yorian pays us to protect.
I meant no disrespect. I mean only to prove myself.
You've done that. Be well.
They're afraid of you already. I'm Ensign Ver. The Moff asked me to congratulate you and pass on a message. He's transferring credits to your accounts as a gesture of goodwill. A taste of what's to come for all his valued allies.
Is that all the Moff had to say?
He also emphasized that he's counting on you to force the Mandalorians' respect and to eliminate any threats to our security. Good luck.
Of course, Commander. Our relations with your people are based on respect, not just credits. Your concerns will be addressed.
See that they are. Retorche me.
What have we here? I'm Zola Arvanis, diplomatic service on assignment to the Mandalorian settlement. You and I should speak.
I assume this is about the Mandalorians.
The Mandalorians let us use their village as a staging area. But they're starting to resent our presence. It's time we moved on. Not far from here, there's a bunker in the hands of Gamorrean raiders. Brutish, deadly creatures responsible for the massacre at the Tatooine mining colony. But if we had that bunker, we wouldn't need to share resources with the Mandalorians at all.
Eliminate the Mandalorians and we can stay right here.
They wouldn't let us take the infrastructure intact. We need a base of operations, not a smoking crater. The Gamorreans will mount a stern defense, but if you can soften the opposition and bring me their base's computer codes, it'll be enough. The Imperial garrison can complete the takeover, leaving the Mandalorians to do what they will. You made it back. I didn't have a moment of doubt. I've already called the Mos Illa garrison. If you have the Gamorrean base codes, it won't be long before we can seize our new staging area.
Here it is. Let's be done with it.
Soon we won't have to play friends with the Mandalorians, and we'll be in a position to bargain. It's been a privilege. Your part in this won't be forgotten.
Garrus Palid, inventor, artist, and general mischief maker, at your service. You look like a woman of taste. Perhaps you're interested in my sonic earwax removal system. Oh, or this shiny globe. It will stay with you wherever you go.
Get out of my face.
All right. Look, I'm not really a junk salesman. It's just my cover. I'm from Imperial Intelligence's Experimental Weapons Division. Supposed to trick hapless fools into testing a new weapon. But you're neither hapless nor a fool.
What's life without a little risk, right?
Death is inevitable, my friend. All we can do is make it a good one. This is the Sand People deployment device, designed to send a signal that stirs up Sand People against the enemies of the Empire. I need someone to plant this device over at these farmland coordinates. It's the perfect test site, abandoned but covered in wildlife for the Sand People to attack.
I may look into it.
The device should have a range of 2 kilometers. There are Sand People settlements all over this area, so it should be plenty. That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm really sorry about that, my lord. Those results were unexpected.
The Sand People attacked me, not the wildlife.
I owe you thanks. I wasn't getting anywhere with that stupid junk salesman cover. Take anything you want for your troubles. The good stuff, not that junk. Got some blasters, some armor, it maybe even a lightsaber piece or two.